to fight on the landing ground.
Thank you for joining us. You are listening to A Radio, and this is The Morning Moment. Please click on the follow button on Spreaker.com. This article is entitled Finding Jihad in Jail. A growing number of radicals recruited in Western prisons, and it's from the Gatestone Institute. The irony is that the more the West pledges to combat global terrorism and keep it contained militarily or through criminal justice systems, the more the jihadists manage to spread their message far and wide, on social media, in mosques, and in prisons, by infiltrating the hearts and minds of individuals and groups hungry for and susceptible to it. On June 3rd, 2017, a man boarding a bus in the suburb of Baltimore, Maryland, was recognized by one of the passengers as a perpetrator of an armed robbery that had taken place earlier in the day. The passenger immediately called the police, and the officers intercepted the bus at a subsequent stop, blocking one of its doors to prevent the suspect, 35-year-old Blaine Robert Erb, from fleeing. Erb responded by drawing 2 semi-automatic pistols from his backpack, firing both in all directions. He was killed during the shootout, which was captured on surveillance cameras. What was not covered by the press about the incident reported as yet another example of wanton violence that has come to characterize Baltimore was a description of Erb's attire and other aspects of his appearance. We suffer from this in Canada, by the way, and certainly in the UK. This is a significant oversight. What the video footage reveals is that Erb was wearing a Muslim robe and a large skull cap, and he was sporting a long, bushy red beard. This could indicate he is among the first coined by certain experts in the UK as ginger jihads to denote red-headed men and women. Although it is not clear whether Erb was bullied as a child or even converted to Islam, his extensive rap sheet is on record. Wanted for failing to appear in court for multiple DUI charges, Erb served jail sentences for various crimes including assault, theft, robbery, and possession of illegal weapons. According to a 2014 report in the Daily Caller, in 2006, the FBI Director Robert Mueller told a Senate committee that the prisons were becoming fertile ground for jihads, who were indoctrinating and recruiting fellow inmates in the ideology of radical Islam. Erb could easily have been recruited behind bars in April 2016. The New York Times reported that a number of convicted terrorists currently housed in American prisons is 443, a number that dwarfs the number of inmates at Guantanamo Bay. This prison practice in high gear across the West sparked Britain to create 3 special jihad jails within jails to keep the most dangerous extremists from having contact with and influencing the general criminal population. A recent report in the UK's Metro states that Michael Adebayo, one of the men who murdered British Army soldier Lee Rigby and the extremist Muslim preacher Amjan Chowdhury, are thought to be among the prisoners transferred to a separate facility. And the article continues, but it's very disturbing that these people are now popping up in general society, and we don't seem to be doing much about it. And how long before it starts happening here, I ask myself. Your thoughts? You can find more at aradio.wordpress.com, where you can find links to us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, iTunes, iHeartRadio, Gab, and email. We are continuing to reach out to you, so please pass on the links. Please click on the follow button on Spreaker.com. You can listen to all my morning moments at Spreaker.com under A Radio, that's EHRADIO, A Radio. and please click on the like button. And you can find all my podcasts and morning moments at aradio.wordpress.com and click on the Morning Moments tab.